Star Wars Episode 9 is set to deliver tons of twists and turns and surprises by writer and director J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that we do know is that J.J. Abrams is bringing a return of 4 legacy characters in Episode 9. If you count Chewbacca, we have Luke, Leia, Lando, and Chewbacca making their way back into Star Wars Episode 9 alongside with some of the sequel characters and 8 new characters that will be introduced in this movie. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. Now, a lot of people are wondering about the legacy characters and the sequel characters in Episode 9 and exactly how they are going to be treated by Chris Terrio and JJ. However, what's really intriguing and what's actually rather upsetting in my opinion is that one of the legacy characters are said to actually be killed off in Star Wars Episode 9. It's just a matter of who. Now, since Luke Skywalker is already dead in The Last Jedi and not necessarily coming back to life the way that we think he would actually be coming back to life, that actually brings us down to either Leia Organa, Lando Calrissian, or Chewbacca. Those 3 main characters are pretty much on the list right now for Disney and Lucasfilm to kill off in this story. Now, I think that the proper thing to do here is that they should most definitely keep one of the legacy characters alive and well, where they can expand off it into the comics and the books and the novels, etc. And I think that that character that will actually get that and deserves that is the character of Leia. Now, the reason being is because Leia is connected to the Skywalker. She is indeed a Skywalker herself, the daughter of Darth Vader. And I think to have her live on would make a whole lot more sense. But there's another reason as to why I believe that she is actually going to be one of the legacy characters that are actually set to die in Episode 9. Is because in one of the Poe Dameron comics, it actually goes over Leia dealing with a lot of weakness after her, whole entire episode of being thrown out into space and getting the solar radiation. It has been said in the Last Jedi novelization that she did get some solar radiation and other elements from that whole entire event. So that leads one to believe that maybe Leia is going to be the one that will die in Star Wars Episode 9. After all, Disney and Lucasfilm are moving away from the Skywalkers forever, at least on film, in the trilogy format. So they're moving away from that, and that includes Ben Solo and Leia Organa, the 2 last surviving Skywalkers, if you go by the bloodline, right? Now, if they kill off Lando Calrissian, like I say, this is bad news in my opinion, because I think that this character is so beloved and so admired within the franchise that a lot of people just don't want to see this character go. And if he's going to go, he's got to sacrifice himself by use of the Millennium Falcon in a very unique way. If they're going to do that, they have to do that in a correct way that'll make a lot of sense for the fans and for the Star Wars community as a whole. As for Chewbacca, that's yet another character that's on the list here. Now, they did kill him off in the EU/Legends material. You guys may recall that book where, the moon crashes into the planet and Chewbacca dies, that whole entire situation. Now, there's a lot of parallels to that of the EU and Legends that we have been seeing in the sequel trilogy so far. So if they really wanted to, they can do a lot of similarities to what happened to some of the characters in the EU and Legends and kind of incorporate that into Star Wars Episode 9. Now, killing off one of the legacy characters in Episode 9, it seems like that this is going to be yet another plan by Disney and Lucasfilm, another trend, if you will, where each and every movie is going to feature one death of a legacy character. In The Force Awakens, it was Han. In The Last Jedi, it was Luke. And now in Episode 9, it seems as so that it's going to be Lando Calrissian and or Leia. But since it's one, does that necessarily mean that the other legacy characters are going to survive in Episode 9? That's a huge question for sure. Now, to me, in my opinion, they could have handled Han Solo's death a whole lot better in The Force Awakens, and the same goes for the character of Luke Skywalker. Now, my point of view on things here is that in The Force Awakens, they should have actually saved Han Solo's death until Episode 8. This way, both Han Solo and Ben Solo/Kylo Ren could have had more screen time together before Han's death, hence, creating a more and bigger emotional impact for the audience. As far as Luke Skywalker goes, they should have also saved his death until the very end of Episode 9, the very end of the Skywalker saga. It just would have made a whole lot more sense than killing him off in the middle of the trilogy by use of Force projection. Now, looking at the 3 legacy characters, one of which are going to be killed off in Episode 9, apparently, and this is something that's honestly concerning a lot of people out there and isn't really a great way to go through the whole entire sequel trilogy, is, of course, killing off Leia, Lando Calrissian, or the character of Chewbacca. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon we hear